Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Or good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. But this is TJ Yankees 1, and this is the GCW Oblivion episode 9 Timeskip. Yes, this is a time skip. And this is the final GCW episode of 2012. The first show that you will see for GCW in 2013 will be GCW No Way Out, because this is the final stop on the road to No Way Out. And to open the show backstage, our new general manager, Sako105, has a few announcements. First, he announces the card for tonight. Tonight, as announced by Yankee Boy 50 last week, Sheamus McCoy and Maximum Max will once again defend their titles against the Reigns brothers this time around. And then we have 6 matches, which is the Beat the Clock Challenge. Remember, it's each of the 6 participants in the world title match the world title chamber match will have a match. We'll each have a match tonight, and whoever wins their match in the fastest time will get the coveted number 6 entry spot in the match. And finally, we have Shane Jones versus Nightmare tonight. And if Shane Jones wins, Nightmare is banned from ringside when Shane Jones takes on Jacob Smith at No Way Out. Then suddenly Ty Q enters the office and makes fun of Sako because Yankee Boy 50 has ordered Sako to at least give Ty Q a pre-show match at No Way Out. Sako is angered, but then he thinks and says that Ronnie Stevens did come in earlier and was upset for the reason that he wasn't on the CPV card, and he tells Ty Q that Stevens is still looking out for revenge from the King of the Galaxy tournament, in which Ty Q actually got an upset victory over Ronnie Stevens. So, on the No Way Out pre-show, Ty Q will go one-on-one with Ronnie Stevens. So that's your pre-show match for No Way Out. And then was the first Beat the Clock Challenge match. Now, all the participants were randomized. So, it was each person from the chamber match. And remember, it's each person from the chamber match is going to go up against one of the following: Brent Thompson, Jack Rocket, Brent Thompson, Jack Rocket, King AJO, Stevie T, Jacob Smith, and the General. And everything was randomized. And I am not joking, but the first match picked, and the first match of GCW Oblivion episode 9, Sean O'Connor versus Brent Thompson. I'm not joking. That was the match that was drawn. And it was a pretty good match. It was a back and forth. It was any kind of Brent Thompson Sean O'Connor match, but actually Sean O'Connor got the win this time, just as he did on Oblivion episode number 2. And the time was 19 minutes. So Sean O'Connor won his match in 19 minutes. So the next Beat the Clock match was Mr. Canada versus Jacob Smith. And between these two, the winner was Mr. Canada. However, it went over 19 minutes. So Sean O'Connor still has the number 6 entrance spot for the time. But then the next match was not a Beat the Clock Challenge match. It was Shane Jones versus Nightmare, and Shane Jones got the victory. So now Nightmare is banned from ringside. Shane Jones versus Jacob Smith at No Way Out will be one-on-one. No outside interference. And then the next Beat the Clock match was Brad Iceman Harris versus the General, which Harris won, and the time was 3 minutes 35 seconds. So that is the new time to beat. So Brad Iceman Harris now has the number 6 spot. But then came the GCW Tag Team Championship match. McCoy and Max versus the Reigns brothers. McCoy and Max won, much to the dismay of Yankee Boy 50. And then came the next Beat the Clock Challenge match. Tony McDaniels versus Jack Rocket. Amazingly, Jack Rocket tried to get a weapon, and while Tony McDaniels was taking it away and trying to put it out on the outside, Jack Rocket attempted to do a roll-up, which he did. Got a 2 count, but then McDaniels reversed the pin, and he actually caught Jack Rocket for a 3 count. So 2 minutes 55 seconds. So shockingly, Tony McDaniels ends up winning that match and getting the new time to beat. 2 minutes 55 seconds. So if Quicksilver and Napoleon cannot win their matches within that time frame, Tony McDaniels will get the number 6 entry spot in the World Title Chamber match. And then after that match, we go backstage to see Ben Hitman and Mind Freak have been called into Yankee Boy 50's office. Yankee Boy 50 then attempts to talk trash about Max and McCoy's egos, and he motivates Ben Hitman and Mind Freak, asking if they think they can uphold GCW's name and challenge for the tag team titles at No Way Out, despite not being a tag team. He truly wants two of GCW's best to represent GCW, and as he said on a previous episode, he does not believe Max and McCoy represent GCW well because of their takeover, egos, and attitude. And he wants those belts off Max and McCoy. And Hitman and Mind Freak, motivated for several reasons, do accept. So that's a match at No Way Out. GCW Tag Team Championships, the champions Max and McCoy, and the challengers Ben Hitman and Mind Freak. So the next up comes the final 2 beat the clock matches. First up was Napoleon versus King AJO, which went over the time limit, and then Quicksilver versus Stevie T, which also went over the time limit. So therefore, Tony McDaniels gets the number 6 entry spot in the World Title Chamber match. Now I'm going to upload the card later, but just to give you one last rundown for the card. Well, not one last, because I'm going to upload the video, but at least on an Oblivion episode, one last rundown. The pre-show match for No Way Out will be Mr. Amazing Ronnie Stevens taking on Ty Q. We have the Light Heavyweight Championship Execution Chamber match. Champion Pretty Fly Jason Skies will defend against Jack Rocket, Tommy Ryan, the Disco Kid, Cody Hawkins, and Alex Williams. Then the GCW Hardcore Championship. It's an Extreme Execution Chamber match. It's Dangerous Danny defending the Hardcore title against the General, against EAS Test, against Brock, Chad Reigns, and Dan Reigns. Then the GCW Tag Team titles will be on the line as Seamus McCoy and Max and Max will take on Ben Hitman and Mind Freak. As I said, that was just announced on this episode. Then it's going to be a no disqualification match. Reaper X versus Stevie T. Then Shane Jones versus Jacob Smith. Then it's going to be the Global Championship Execution Chamber match. Lubu will defend against King AJO, Reverend J, Andy Williams, Nathan Slash, and Steven Viper. Then, in the penultimate match, which is the second to last, it's going to be the Battle of the Thompson Brothers. It'll be Brent Thompson taking on Joey Thompson. And then in the main event is the GCW World Championship Execution Chamber match. Sean O'Connor will defend against Brad Harris, Mr. Canada, Tony McDaniels, Quicksilver, Napoleon, and Tony McDaniels has the number 6 entry spot in that match. So that's GCW Oblivion episode number 9. And a quick rundown for No Way Out. This is TJ Yankees 1. I'm going to upload the match card with theme song for the CPV in just a little bit. Excuse me there. But, yeah, that's Oblivion episode 9. And we will see you at No Way Out. Oh, and by the way, as I said before, this is also the final GCW episode of 2012. Because once you're in 2013, there will be no way out.